Welcome to Mental Models Daily, where we explore one mental model each day to help you elevate your daily decision-making. Today, we're diving into a fundamental concept in statistics that helps us understand variability and spread in data. Standard deviation. Standard deviation is a measure of how spread out numbers are in a dataset. It tells us, on average, how far each value in a dataset is from the mean. Think of it as the average distance from average. This concept was introduced by Carl Pearson in 1893 and has since become a cornerstone of statistical analysis. It's like a mathematical ruler that measures the wiggle room in our data, giving us a sense of how much variation we're dealing with. Let's consider an example. Imagine two coffee shops. Shop A sells an average of 100 cups per day, while Shop B also averages 100 cups. However, Shop A's daily sales typically range from 90 to 110 cups, while Shop B's range from 50 to 150 cups. Standard deviation helps us quantify this difference in variability. Shop A would have a lower standard deviation, indicating more consistent sales, while Shop B's higher standard deviation reflects greater day-to-day fluctuations. It's like having a tool that measures the predictability of our coffee cravings. In the business world, standard deviation is used extensively in finance for risk assessment. A stock with a high standard deviation in its returns is considered more volatile and thus riskier. It's also crucial in quality control, where it helps manufacturers ensure their products meet specifications. It's like having a built-in alarm system that alerts us when things are straying too far from the norm. So, how can we apply the concept of standard deviation in our daily lives? Firstly, it can help us set more realistic expectations and make better plans. By understanding the typical range of variation in things like commute times, project durations, or even our own habits, we can build in appropriate buffers and avoid over-optimistic scheduling. It's like having a personal crystal ball that shows us not just the average future, but the range of likely futures. Secondly, standard deviation can improve our decision-making by helping us distinguish between normal fluctuations and significant changes. For instance, if your weekly exercise routine or work productivity falls within one standard deviation of your average, it's probably just normal variation. But if it's 2 or 3 standard deviations away, it might be time to investigate. It's like having a personal alert system that tells you when to react and when to relax. Lastly, understanding standard deviation can make us more critical consumers of information, especially when it comes to statistics in news and research. When we see averages reported, we should always be asking about the spread of the data. A low standard deviation means the average is more representative, while a high one suggests more variability. It's like having X-ray vision for numbers, letting us see beyond the surface of reported statistics. In conclusion, standard deviation is a powerful mental model that helps us understand and navigate variability in our world. By grasping this concept, we can set better expectations, make more informed decisions, and interpret data more critically. In a world full of averages, standard deviation reminds us to consider the spread. Thank you for joining me today on Mental Models Daily. Until next time, may your decisions be informed, your plans be flexible, and your understanding of variability be anything but average. For more mental models, please visit mentalmodelsdaily.com or find us on X or Instagram. Our podcast music was provided by the podcasthost.com and Alitu, the podcast maker. Find your own free podcast music over at thepodcasthost.com/free music.